Hi everybody, I'm going to try this again, okay? I was trying to tell you guys something that happened. I decided I'm not going to share it. I'm just going to move on. Just know that I won't be making anything with silver jump rings because they have come up missing along with my big spool of the blue like this that was laying here. And I think I'm missing some beads, but we'll just move on with life. And yeah, so these are all items except for a couple things that came from Jody. She's such a sweet friend. And this was made, this is polymer clay in the middle, and it was made by Beth Sullivan. You can find her on most of the beading groups. She posts quite a bit, and you can reach out to her and buy stuff. She has a lot of times she'll post stuff for sale, so you can always reach out to her through there. I don't know if she has any other way to reach out. I am checking to see where I want this to hang. I think that's a little too much, so I'm going to back it up. This is, and I know in my video I goofed. After I put the video up, it's like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. I put that it was pipe chain. This is capture chain, not pipe chain. And I knew that. I knew that. So anyways, capture chain has like little bitty beads in there. It is so gorgeous. I absolutely love this. And it is very smooth. So what I'm doing is I'm measuring on myself because I don't want it to come up too high because I am putting other beads with it. And I think that will be right about where I want it, right there. And I'm using my old cutters to cut this, even though it cuts easily. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is cut. Just like that. And I'm just going to go like this. That will help pull my little ends in and get rid of any frays. So my chain is ready, and I have scrap pieces of my wire, and like I said, I always use it. It's been laying here, and I'm going with the dark like chocolate brown. And I have, these were from Jody, these 4 beads. These I got from Lima Beads, these flowers. I thought they would go perfectly. And then I have a bail from Bargain Bead Box. I believe these also came from Bargain Bead Box. And then I have some copper from my stash. And these are also the little ends that you put this up in. And I have to open this a little bit to put these in. And it has the silver silk emblem right there on it. So this should go pretty easily. I'm still debating because I have a lot of problems with textures. And I'm on a lot of medications that will turn most chains or turn the neck. So I think, and it's funny, I thought I had that leather already out. And so I think I'm going to use this lighter color leather. I think it'll go better with what we're using instead of this really dark brown. I don't know, I still might use the dark brown. We'll see. We'll make that decision when I come to it. We'll just do it when I get there. So we've got this piece, and the very first thing I'm going to do is, I wish I had just, I can put my, we're going to put my pliers in here, and I'm going to open. I'm going to get them in there straight, and I'm going to open this up. Like that, and take them back out. And I'm going to do that with both of these. This one here looks like it's been opened some. I'm going to open it just a little bit more so that I can get them in there. And you can see that it's made for this capture chain. All right, first thing we're going to do is put this bail on. And then I'm going to put this on. I think I'm going to use, no, let's use the small one. I was thinking about using the big one in the front, and I don't think it'll look right. Yeah, let's use that size. Decisions, decisions, decisions. So I love that pendant. So yeah, what happened was, like, I don't know, it's been about over a week ago. What I'm going to do is go through that very top middle. I came out to the camper and everything was all over. I mean, all over, thrown all over, the whole camper. Cups and things like that. It was very disheartening. I was like, what in the world? And I noticed that stuff was thrown off the sink. I have that large bag of pretzels that came from the food pantry, the Southwest flavored ones. I want to make sure that that is going to be, yes. So there's my pendant. They were on the floor. A lot of my things were just all over and on the floor. Kind of bothered me. I do want to measure this on me. Let's see where that pendant is coming. I may want to take just a shade off. It just feels like it's up too high. So, I mean, this capture chain cuts so easily. And these are really dull, guys. I should be using my better ones, but I just want to take like that little bit off. Okay. And I had Alan come out and I was talking to him about it. And he thinks just, you know, like a squirrel or something got in through the screen because there's like a little section that's open. So I'm putting my capture chain up in there. You see that? And when you order something on Silver Silk, these will tell you what ones go with it. And I'm just going to take my flat. Every one of my pliers are like not working right. I swear, guys, it's like everything's against me. So you can see how it fits up in there. And you get it up in there. And I'm going to take these because of the way they're shaped. This will fit up in there nicely. I can get a hold of it and you see how it fits. And I can squeeze down and close on that capture chain. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to give this end a little farther squeeze. And look at how nicely that is closed. And that is not coming out of there. I love that. Oh my gosh. And you can find all of the Silver Silk on Silver Silk and More. And Nile has a YouTube channel. And he always has his links where you can purchase items in his videos. And he does live streams and all of that. And I'm also going to be doing a necklace using the flat. I want to make sure that this is up on both sides. Using the flat chain. So when I make pieces just for myself, I let everyone know that this is like for me. So my main part of my necklace is done. Now, I am going to go ahead and get my crimps out. I forgot to do that. Okay, the struggle is real today, guys. It's because I want to do something specific. That's what's going on. I want to do something specific. All right, now. You see that? It just crossed on me. Don't do that. You're being bad. And I do not have my crimpers, and I should have known I was going to use them. So we're going to lay them in the back divot. Crimp. Did it even crimp? Yes, it did. I guess I'm holding them upside down, guys. I'm like, why can't I see where it crimped? Oh my goodness. And then, oops, do not roll. It would fold over if it would not roll. There we go. And then I'm going to flatten that. Put it in the very end, squish it on down. Please hold. And it is holding. Yay! Okay. Ooh, struggles, guys. And I know that 2 is not going to go through those little garnets, so I'm going to trim this. Right off. And I'm going to pick up 2 of those garnets if I can. So much for a short video. So we have 2 garnets. I want to put on one of these gorgeous check beads. I love these beads. I had this all planned out, and I had done some macrame, had the beads worked into the macrame, and I decided to do some knotting at the end, and it turned out absolutely horrible. And then I couldn't find the rest of the beads, and I was like, where did they go? Well, I ended up completely tearing it apart because I was hot and sweaty, and the leather I was using was not like sealed. It was raw leather, and I tried it around my neck to see if it would fit. So I put 2 more, and the leather got wet, and it was terrible. So I literally took it apart. It was not doable. So it's a good thing that I was kind of hot and sweaty in here. Otherwise, I'd have worn it out in public, and it would have happened in public. So this is all that I'm going to do here. And then I'm going to make another loop. I'm going to slide this all the way down to the beads. But I'm going to be putting leather through this, so I want a fairly good sized loop to be able to string leather through that. Let me put this in here. And I'm going to tie this down tight. I'm going to hold that. And I'm going to come in here. Well, maybe not like that. Let's not do that. I'm going to hold this tight against here. And I'm going to very carefully come in here. Make sure I'm not on that bead. Crimp. Turn. Crimp. And then flatten with the end. That does not look good. Let's see if it held. Best way to tell is Yoda tug test. And it held. Now I will cut that off, and I can use that scrap piece that just got flung at me. And I will go ahead and do the other side and bring you back. Okay, so I have both ends strung on, as you can see, and I have them all done. And that's how this is looking. And then I have measured how long this is on me, and how much leather approximately I'm going to need, and I've cut it into half because we're going to need the clasp on one end because this will not fit over my neck, and I'm going to need a jump ring on the other. I'm not sure why I have so many of these little things here. I'm not going to need them. I'm going to be putting the leather. I don't know if the leather will fit through this. I may need a jump ring. Jump rings do fit through. So I'll need a jump ring for the clasp. So other than that, let's get to work. I also cut, I have some Eslon. I have cut 4 lengths. I'm going to need to do one end to attach here, and I'm going to need one end to attach the clasping to. And what we're going to do is real simple. I don't know why I moved that over there. I need it. I'm going to take and put my leather through the loop I made. And I hope I made the loop big enough. I did. Thought I did. And I want to make sure I have the S to the front and put my leather so that it folds to the back like that. And I'm going to clip right up here towards the top. Whoops, I lost it. I didn't have it clipped in there good enough. And then what we're going to do is simply take one piece of Eslon, and I'm going to simply lay it here close to this end. And I'm working so that I'm working on the back at first. I'm going to tie a like a double knot right here, and I'm going to bring it down tight, and I'm going to do another one. Got one finger in there, or you can just do a single, but if you can do a double, it's always better. And then I'm going to flip the piece over so that I'm working on the front. And I get it to lay. Everything's wanting to curl on me, guys. Sorry. So when it's on me, and if it looks like it's laying to the back, there we go. Now I'm going to simply turn it so I'm working going downwards, but it looks like I'm going upward. I'm going to give it some weight here so it stays put. I'm just going to do about 3 macrame, which is the, gosh, why do I always forget what they're called? I'm going to go up, crossing over the front with the right side, making a P, going across here, up through, and pulling. That's 1/2. I'm going to do it again. I'm only going to do like 2 or 3 of these. It is just to hold it, and it looks nice. Coming under, pull it up. There's one part. You make your loop on the right, coming over the left side of the tail, up under everything, coming out the loop, pulling that knot. That's the first part of the second knot. I'm going to make the loop on the left. I'm holding it with my finger. I'm going to come across it, under everything, out through that loop, and pulling that knot. That is the second part of the second knot. I'm going to do one more. 3 is always best. I'm coming over, under, out through the knot, and then one last part of that knot. Oops. and then pull it. I'm going to flip this over so I'm at the back. Double knot, tie it. I always double knot it twice. I'm not going back down through this with the needle. I will put glue in all these. I use GS Hypo Cement, and then I will trim those after the glue dries, and then I will also trim the tail. I'm going to double check the length. So I know where to make my bend here. And you can see this kind of just lays side by side. That's fine. And I'll do the same here. I'm going to actually make my bend so it goes the other way. And this side I will put my, well, I don't need to put my jump ring in. I'm just going to clip here and then clip the end. This way I'll know to leave that loop. And I will do the same thing and I'll bring it back. Okay, so we are down to needing to put some glue on this one and trim. After the glue sets a little bit, we'll trim the string. And I don't know why I couldn't think of a square knot. Where is my head? It's like whenever I turn the camera on, my brain just turns to mush. So I'm putting GS Hypo Cement up inside of there. And then I'm going to cover this knot with GS Hypo Cement, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the sides and on this knot up here. And then I'm going to kind of scooch, if I can, right up inside of there. Kind of give it just a little bit of glue up underneath there. I want to make sure that these knots are covered good. Okay, and I'm going to let that set. Put my little thing back inside of there. And stand my glue up. Okay, we're going to let that dry. And I'll show you what we do with that later. But we're going to go ahead. I've got this end already done. We're going to put this. Let me find my other pliers. I've laid them down. I've hid them. That's what I've done. I've buried them. I've got so much going on when you do this. Let things get buried. Open it. We're going to slide on our big jump ring. This will be the clasp for the jump ring for the clasp to go into. And I am going to kind of work hard on that. This side, we're going to use, this is probably about a 4mm jump ring. We're going to probably maybe 5. Open it nice and wide. We're going to put our leather on it, our clasp, and we're going to close that up. Okay. This is that brand that I have to play with. I'm sorry, guys. There we go. All right, now this should be dry enough. Good. We're going to start by trimming back our ends. And our S1. Glue's not quite dry, but it'll be all right. I'm going to kind of hold it like that so I can see those tails. Let's see if I can, well, they'll be all right. I'm going to ignite a match. I'm going to hold the match and I'm going to bring this up to it. Just kind of melt it, push it in. That one got down too close to my fingers for liking. Turn it over. Wow, that's a real skinny match. And do it again to the other side. And I can probably clean it up a little better later. But let's clean up my mess. Because we are done finally. Yay! I love this. It is actually longer than I planned on it being. Oh my gosh, guys. It is a lot longer than I planned on it being. It turned out to be about 4 inches longer than I planned on it being, even though I measured it. So we can go ahead and trim this off. And it can be shortened easily. Let me show you, if you make a necklace and you have leather, let me show you what we can do to shorten that. I'm going to make one knot right here. And I'm going to make this knot so it's in the same location as that one. Before I tighten it, I will adjust it. And then I'll tighten them both down. I'll try it on again. I can actually make one more knot. I could probably make these double knots. It's amazing how even though I measured and double measured, it turned out really, really long. I think that actually adds to the design. I like that. Let's do the same here. So if you're done with your design, and especially if you've used leather, and you're like, oh my God, it came out really, really long, you can always shorten it when you're working with leather. There you go. Now let's see. Perfect. So never give up if you think you've made your necklace too long when it's leather. Tie a knot in it. So there it is, all done. I absolutely love it. I will probably be wearing it this weekend. So I'll talk to all of you guys down in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this, and love y'all. Bye, guys.